Oh, adjusted my seat there. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back yet again. This is just a very small chat about the future of the channel and what we've got on this year. Still growing, still getting more subscribers. Thank you. If you're not subscribed yet, where you been, please do. I'd appreciate it, and always give a thumbs up for every video. That helps the analytics. Anyway, let's move on. I've come up with this one purely because I want to let you know of something that's happening in the very near future, and I will be doing a road trip in the USA. I did one in 2019 and it's on the channel. It's very basic. My filming was a bit rubbishy and it was a bit rushed. This is going to be a lot different. This is going to be more intuitive and more attentive, should I say. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to make sure that this one gets more detail in about where we're going and what we're doing. Now, I have to admit to one thing on this road trip, and that is that it should have been in a full electric car. We had every single intention to be going out to Arizona and California and maybe into New Mexico with the backup of a Tesla Model X. Why this hasn't come off is quite straightforward. Well, actually it's not, it's a bit complex. For the last 2 months, I have been looking at hiring a Tesla Model X for a 15 to 16 day period out of Harbor Airport, Arizona, Phoenix basically, and then trading out, doing his thing, over to LA, blah, 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 big circle of Arizona, taking in some of Route 66. But it's been very difficult, and that is because to hire a Tesla in the USA, it's quite expensive. There was a time when I thought, well, I'm not really bothered about the expense, and I still wasn't up to 3-4 days ago. The only app that allows you to do this outside of Hertz Rent-A-Car, who, may I add, have only got Model 3s at the moment for rental. So Model 3 wouldn't do what we want. I'm in a Model 3 now, as you know. That's what I use on my daily driver, and it's an exceptionally great car, giving me, even in the winter, around 225, 230 miles of range. So a Model X with the bigger battery would have gave me nearly 300-mile range. So, and superchargers are all over the place in the USA. Anyway, back to it. TURO, T-U-R-O, yep, that's them there. That's the app I was going to use, TURO. On there is a lot, should I say, of Model X, Model Y, Model S, everything, all the Teslas you can think of for hire. These are personally owned cars that you hire from the owner. The website and the app is great. This is where it falls flat on its bum. When I drive any car in the USA, be it rental or whatever, I do like to be maxed out on my insurance because I know how the American system works. And if you fall flat and end up having a smash, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Whereas if you are fully rented up with insurance, normally you're okay. Your insurance, you can basically take the vehicle back in a box and go, thank you, boom, that's it, if you're fully insured. I was after that with TURO. TURO's insurance is a bit vague, to say the least. They have about 3 different ones you can go for, and even the premium one does not cover for everything on the vehicle that owner will be renting you. Now, I even thought about going to my own insurance company saying, look, I'm going to go over to the States. I'll be using a personal car that belongs to somebody else. What cover could I get for the 15 days I'm there, on top of any other insurance, to make me basically think that if I damage the car, totally covered? Well, that's pretty much impossible. A lot of people just didn't want to know. It's been a nightmare. So the nightmare continued. I thought it was going to be really easy, and it's been a terrible thing to try and do. Like I say, my whole intention of going back was to do this 100% of the time in a full electric car, to give me the experience, to give you the experience, to show you how the charging network works in the USA, and definitely how the Tesla system works, because I did a major route of about 2,000 miles, and everywhere we went there were superchargers. So it would have been no problem whatsoever to stop off and get a latte, have a chat and a stretch of the old arms and legs while you're charging for 30 to 45 minutes at a Tesla supercharger. So we were covered. Now what I've had to do, because I couldn't get that full, and I mean full coverage that I needed. To give you an example, TURO with their insurance doesn't cover what the owner of that car wants it to cover. An example is this. We will have 4 people, load of luggage in the back, and be eating on the way and snacking. If you take the car back with a few crumbs in the seats, they charge you $50 to get it cleaned. I can take an Alamo car back, shite it up to the eyeballs, messed up to the high heaven, and I get no charge. I can take a rental car back, i.e. Model 3 electric, back to Hertz and get no charges. But the Model 3 would have been inadequate for what we want to do. So it kind of fell all flat on its bum. Now that's just one example I've just gave you there. I'll give you another one. If you take the car back and something happens to, say, a stalk falls off, or you damage, or something stops working as you're using the car, like a power door switch packs up, the owner has every right to charge you for the repair. So not only have you gone out and hired this car from him at, say, between $1,100 to $1,500 for that 15-day, which is not bad, by the way, on top, you will have to put up with anything that happens to that car outside of the base or premium insurance that TURO wanted to give you. Here we go. This is some of the basics of the insurance from TURO. I won't expect to read all this, but I'll give you some pointers. First of all, the physical damage contract included in a plan limits you out-of-pocket costs. Now, this basically is saying that any interior or mechanical damage you may cause, you have to pay the owner. That's not insurance, is it? This next one here as well, which I'm going to point out to you, the cost is 65% to 100% of the trip price. That would have cost us $800 or even $1,200 just to insure it. And this one here, look, they won't even insure a vehicle that's worth more than $25,000. The market value of more than $60,000. Most Model X's are more than that. Now, I'm intrigued to say if anyone's come up with this problem before, and if you have, please comment below. Please give me some ideas of what to do next time, because there will be a next time. We will be going back again to do yet another road trip, and hopefully by then Hertz have got Model X's or even the Model Y in their selection of electric cars to hire, rather than just the Model 3 as they have now. So back to it. So these problems were starting to pile up against TURO and against the owners. Now the owners expect you to take that car back, like I say, in mint condition as you get it, and I can understand that. These are their own family vehicles. Massive grey areas, folks, and it's really peeved me to think I can now not do this trip that I planned many months ago in a full electric car. Now, if there was only me and the blessed wife going, the Model 3 would have been perfect. With a Model 3, as lovely as they are, there is simply not enough space. 4 adults, 4 suitcases, 3 hand baggage, all the clothes we're going to buy out there, all the gifts and everything else, and be safe. So it had to be a bigger Tesla or a bigger electric car. Now I could have gone for the Mustang Mach-E, which was available on TURO, but I didn't want the problems with Highway America and all the rest of the chargers. I wanted the supercharger experience, because I know wherever I was going to go in the USA, I was covered with the mileage and the superchargers covering every single area where we wanted to travel and where we are going to travel. So let's cut to the chase. I've gone for a Dodge Caravan stroke Chrysler Pacifica, whatever you call them, a people carrier. This is how we did it in 2019, and I vowed then I would never do it, but I've had no choice. Now, this is either a problem of the system, a problem that electric cars are still not seen as the norm, which they're not even in the US, or maybe it's the fact that, you know, we all have budgets and we all have an experience which we want to have, and I didn't want to worry about damaging that car on the inside or taking it back messed up or something happening to it outside the so-called premium insurance that TURO were going to offer. Now, with the Dodge Caravan, it don't even come with sat nav. It comes as a decent travel tool, But last time we had one, it averaged, I think it was between 18 to 20 miles per gallon. It's scandalous. And so we're planning to do around 2,000 miles in that 15 days. And so we have a large fuel bill to go on top of what is not a cheap hire cost. I'll give you the figures. The figures for the Dodge Caravan stroke similar from Alamo, cheapest I could get anywhere, has cost me $1,283 or $1,286 or something like that. Plus we valued the fact that the fuel will cost us between $400 to $500 minimum, depending on how I drive the vehicle. If I get 22 out of it and slow down a bit, might help. It's going to be a people carrier. It's going to have 2 sliding doors. I'm going to have to go into gas stations. I hate the damn places now. I've got so used to the EV scenario. It really peeves me when I have to go in a gas station for anything. Filling station, petrol station. That is what we've got planned for the first quarter of the channel. And out of that road trip, there'll be at least 2 or 3 major posts, because I'm going to split them down, of what we're doing, where we're going, and the experience of it all. But I'm sorry it won't be in an EV. I assure you it will be definitely in a full electric car next year, whatever happens. Jeez. So that's just to let you know. I hope you look forward to the channel. I hope I'm doing stuff that you like. Obviously I am, because I'm getting more subscribers and the channel's growing. I get more likes and everything else, which is great. So that's it this time. So again, I'll finish as I started. Please subscribe if you've not. Click on the bell icon, ding ding, and everything else. And if you do that, you'll get my videos and posts as soon as they go up. Thanks for watching. See you later.